The river Styx flows silently through the underworld, a dark and mysterious force deeply tied to the myths of ancient Greece. This sacred river shaped the destinies of gods and mortals alike, with its waters holding the power to bind oaths, reveal truths, and punish those who dared to break sacred promises. Its name became a symbol of trust, loyalty, and the weight of justice in the ancient world. For the gods, the Styx represented the ultimate law. Swearing upon its waters was a sign of absolute commitment, and breaking such a vow led to divine punishment. For mortals, it was the passage to the afterlife, a final crossing into the unknown. The story of the Styx begins in the era of the Titans, beings of immense power who ruled before the Olympian gods. Among these ancient forces were Oceanus and Tethys, the great deities of all waters on Earth. They gave life to countless rivers, streams, and oceans, each with its unique role. Among their children, Styx stood apart. She was not linked to rivers that nourished the land or provided travel routes. Instead, she was a force tied to solemnity, truth, and the weight of unbreakable promises. Her name would come to represent the ultimate authority in matters of loyalty and justice. Styx was more than just a river. She was a goddess of profound significance. In her, the Greeks saw an embodiment of the deeper, more mysterious qualities of water. While rivers like the Nile symbolized abundance, the Styx symbolized the unseen forces that governed the cosmos: trust, power, and finality. Her presence was a reminder that the natural world, while often gentle, also held immense strength and the ability to judge. When the Titanomachy began, the Styx found herself at a crossroads. This cosmic war pitted the elder Titans against the younger Olympians, who sought to overthrow the old regime and establish a new order. Zeus, the youngest of Cronus's children, emerged as the leader of the rebellion. He sought allies not only among his siblings, but also among the primordial forces of the world. Styx, recognizing the promise of this new order, chose to align herself with Zeus. Her decision was symbolic and also pivotal. She brought her children with her, each representing a quality necessary for victory. Nike, the goddess of victory; Kratos, the god of strength; Baia, the goddess of force; and Zeus, the god of zeal. These figures became crucial allies in the long and grueling conflict. The loyalty of Styx and her children did not go unnoticed. After 10 years of fierce battles, the Olympians emerged victorious. Zeus, now king of the gods, sought to reward those who had stood by him in his hour of need. To Styx, he granted a unique and enduring honor. He decreed that her waters would be sacred and that all divine oaths would be sworn upon her. This decree elevated Styx to a position of immense power, making her a cornerstone of divine law. Breaking an oath sworn by the Styx carried severe consequences. The offending god would face exile from Olympus for 9 years and be stripped of their powers during this time. This punishment was not only humiliating, but also a direct reminder of the unyielding force of Styx's waters. The gods, despite their immense power, were bound by her, and this gave the river a position of respect and fear among them. The power of the Styx did not end with oaths. Its waters were said to possess unique and mystical properties. They could grant invulnerability, a trait famously illustrated in the story of Achilles. According to legend, Thetis, the mother of Achilles, sought to protect her son from harm. She dipped him into the Styx, allowing its waters to flow over his body and render him impervious to injury. However, the spot where she held him, his heel, remained untouched. This became his only vulnerability and ultimately led to his death in the Trojan War. Achilles' story is a testament to the dual nature of the Styx's power. It could bestow incredible gifts, but it also reminded mortals and gods alike of their limits. The river Styx flows at the edges of the underworld, defining its borders with its dark and still waters. In Greek mythology, The Underworld is a vast and layered realm, shaped by 5 mythical rivers, each with a distinct purpose. The Styx holds a unique place as the river that encircles this world, creating a boundary that separates the dead from the living. Its currents act as both a gateway and a barrier, guiding souls into the afterlife and guarding the realm of the dead. Within the Underworld, the Styx is part of a larger network of rivers. The Acheron, known as the River of Woe, carries the sorrows and regrets of those who have died. The Cocytus, the River of Lamentation, is filled with the echoes of mourning souls. The Phlegethon, or River of Fire, burns brightly, serving as a symbol of eternal punishment. Finally, the Lethe, the River of Forgetfulness, offers oblivion to those who drink from it, erasing all memory of their earthly lives. These rivers intersect at various points, but the Styx dominates as the most significant, marking the border of the Underworld and defining its structure. Charon, the ferryman of the dead, navigates the Styx with skill and precision. His role is crucial as he transports souls across the river to their final destination. Payment is required for this passage, typically a coin placed in the mouth of the deceased during burial. Without this offering, a soul is left, stranded on the banks of the Styx, unable to continue its journey. This image of wandering spirits, lost and unable to find peace, captures the somber tone of the myths surrounding the river. The crossing of the Styx is a pivotal moment for every soul. It is described as both solemn and transformative, a step into the unknown. The waters are said to mirror the weight of a soul's deeds, offering a calm passage to some and a turbulent journey to others. Once a soul reaches the far side of the Styx, it is judged and directed to its appropriate place in the afterlife. For some, this means the peaceful fields of Asphodel or the bliss of Elysium, while others face the fiery depths of Tartarus. The relationship between the Styx and the other rivers of the Underworld adds depth to its role. The Lethe flows nearby, providing its waters to souls preparing for reincarnation. The Phlegethon burns brightly in contrast to the Styx's dark currents, creating a visual reminder of punishment and justice. Together, these rivers form a complex system that guides souls and ensures the balance of the Underworld is maintained. The Styx represents a transition, both physical and spiritual. Its presence in the myths reminds us of the finality of death and the journey that every soul must undertake. Flowing endlessly around the Underworld, the Styx is more than a feature of the landscape. It is the thread that ties together the myths of judgment, justice, and the eternal fate of mortals. The river Styx is central to many of the most enduring myths of ancient Greece. The divine power of its waters influenced both the lives of mortals and the choices of gods. As the ultimate symbol of truth and justice, the Styx held power over those who swore upon it, enforcing their promises with the weight of cosmic law. Oaths bound by the Styx. Among the gods, swearing an oath on the Styx was the most solemn and binding act. To do so was to invoke the river's sacred authority, ensuring that the vow would be kept under the threat of severe punishment. One of the most notable stories involving such an oath concerns Hera, the queen of the gods. When she sought to deceive Zeus, she swore falsely on the Styx to mask her intentions. Zeus, discovering her betrayal, did not hesitate to punish her harshly, reinforcing the unyielding power of the river's oath. In another tale, Helios, the sun god, swore on the Styx to grant his son, Phaethon, any wish he desired. Bound by this promise, Helios could not refuse when Phaethon demanded to drive the sun chariot. The result was catastrophic, as Phaethon's inexperience led to disaster, scorching the earth and forcing Zeus to strike him down with a thunderbolt. This story highlights the grave consequences of swearing upon the Styx, as even the gods themselves were not immune to the repercussions of their vows. Legends of mortals and the Styx. The power of the Styx extended beyond the divine. Mortals too became entwined with its myths, often seeking to use the river's properties for their own gain. The most famous example is Achilles, whose mother Tethys sought to make him invulnerable by dipping him into the Styx. While her intentions were noble, the process left a fatal flaw: the heel by which she held him. This small oversight would lead to Achilles' eventual downfall, proving that the Styx's blessings often came with a price. Another tale involves a mortal king who attempted to use the Styx's waters to deceive the gods. Seeking to appear invincible, he claimed that the river had granted him its power. When the gods tested his claim, the Styx itself exposed his lies, and he faced swift punishment for his hubris. These stories serve as cautionary tales about the dangers of attempting to exploit forces beyond mortal understanding. Curses and the power of judgment. The Styx was not only a source of blessings, but also a vehicle for curses and judgment. Its waters were believed to reject falsehood, and those who lied or betrayed their oaths were said to feel its wrath. One legend speaks of a warrior who, after swearing loyalty to his comrades on the Styx, betrayed them in battle. The river's curse followed him, ensuring that his treachery was repaid with a life of endless misfortune. This role of the Styx as an agent of justice reflects its symbolic connection to divine law. It was not merely a river of the underworld, but a manifestation of order in a chaotic world. The curses associated with the Styx often carry deeper meanings, serving as reminders of the importance of integrity and the consequences of dishonor. Symbolism of death and rebirth. Beyond its role in judgment and oaths, the Styx held a profound connection to the cycles of life and death. Its waters represented a finality for the dead, yet they also hinted at renewal. Souls that crossed the Styx began their journey into the afterlife. But for some, this was not the end. Reincarnation myths often featured the Lethe, a river flowing near the Styx, whose waters granted forgetfulness and the chance to start anew. Together, these rivers symbolize the balance between endings and beginnings, a theme deeply rooted in Greek philosophy and mythology. In myths and legends, the Styx stands as more than a boundary between realms. It is a force that governs truth, enforces justice, and underscores the inevitability of fate. Its stories remind us of the power of promises, the weight of our choices, and the eternal interplay between death and rebirth.